II World Series. We already have 3 of our teams into the winner's bracket. It's been a very competitive day of baseball. Our 9 a.m. game was won by Heartland Community College out of Illinois 5-4 over Catawba Valley. In game number 2, Madison College, Wisconsin beat the Community College of Rhode Island 7-2. Just finished up our 3rd game. Scottsdale, Arizona edged out Lackawanna, Pennsylvania 6-5 in 10 innings. And that is who will take on the winner of this game, with the loser getting Lackawanna. If you win this game, you get yourself a day off and will not play again until Monday afternoon at 12 noon. If you lose this contest, you have to come right back tomorrow night and play at 7 o'clock. It's Western Oklahoma State and Grand Rapids, Michigan. We'll pause with pregame festivities continuing. On the way next, your starting lineups and the first pitch when the Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods continues in a moment. The 2 head coaches meeting at home plate. Kurt Russell from Western Oklahoma State and Mike Couples from Grand Rapids Community College out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. We're nearly set for the 4th and final game here on night number 1. Grand Rapids, what a journey they had just to get to Enid. They've never been to the World Series when it's been in Enid. They lost their 2nd game in the district tournament last week, and in that district, that means you have to play a lot of games to come back. And they had to win 5 straight games in just 3 days to make it here to Enid. They did it. They've won 12 of their last 13 and are trying to restore some of the tradition that has just continued to build at Grand Rapids Community College. Their 10th overall Division II World Series appearance, their 15th World Series appearance overall. They had 5 of those when they were a D1 college. 5 national championships, 1996, 97, 03, 04, and 05. And they're trying to get back and knock off the defending national champions, Western Oklahoma State, who won Region 2 and the Plains District. And they haven't been quite as dominant this year as maybe they were the last 3 or even 4 years. But they eked out a win over Dodge City, Kansas in the if necessary game of their district tournament to win the Plains Championship and make it here to Enid. Well, Western has taken the field, so time now to set the starting lineup for the Raiders from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Leading off is the center fielder, Jared Tyson. Batting second at shortstop, Carlos Baroa. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Brendan Bender. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Brian Portelli. Hitting fifth at first base, E.J. Grouchowalski. Batting sixth in left field, Kyle Orlowski. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, Ron Sanders. Batting eighth at second base, Steve Ayala. And hitting ninth is the catcher, Tyler Duke. On the mound for Grand Rapids is Dave Frederick. Some of the numbers this year on Frederick. Young man coming in at 8-3 with a 4.85 ERA. He has struck out 69 and walked 52. That lineup again for Grand Rapids: Tyson, Baroa, Bender, Portelli, Grouchowalski, Orlowski, Sanders, Ayala, and Duke, with Frederick on the mound. The defense for Western Oklahoma State: Esteban Paula is in left. Sherman LaCruz plays in center with Michael Cruz in right. The third baseman is Sean McAndrews. Francisco Rosario plays at shortstop. Rafael Pena is the second baseman with Elvis Rodriguez at first. Hazel Wesson will do the catching for Felix Frias. Frias makes the start for Western Oklahoma State. He is a freshman from Lawrence, Massachusetts. 6'1", 190 pounds. Frias is ready. Tyson is in from the left side. And the first pitch of Game 4 of the World Series is low and away. We are exactly an hour and a half behind our scheduled time. Game number 3 was nearly a 4-hour marathon game that went 10 innings. The 1-0 pitch. A check swing on a fastball low. Tyson held up, and the pitch was a little bit out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. For Frias this season, he has 4 wins and no losses. Here's a ground ball chopped over second base and into center field for a base hit by Tyson. Frias got behind in the count, and that ground ball able to get over the mound, over Frias' head and into center field. Leadoff man on for the Raiders. Some other numbers on Frias this season: he has a 4.19 ERA. He also has a couple of saves. 43 innings pitched, his 18th appearance. He has allowed 23 runs, 20 earned, 15 walks, and 41 strikeouts. Big pressure spot for a young freshman playing at Western Oklahoma State. And you might have noticed during the starting lineups and the defensive alignment for Western, they have a lot of Latin names. A lot of young men from the Caribbean nations, from the northeastern part of the country, that have Latino backgrounds. Leadoff man is on Tyson. Baroa the hitter. And Baroa hits the first pitch in the air to shallow left. Coming on Paula toward the line. He'll get there and make the catch just in fair territory. Tyson retreats back to first. 1 pitch, 1 out for Baroa as he flies out to left field. So in our last game, not a lot of first pitch strikes, too many walks, and really that led to a long game. The starting pitchers didn't make it very deep into that contest. That was also an issue in the first game of the day between Heartland and Catawba. Both of those starting pitchers had their pitch counts get way high in the middle innings and came out of the game early. So with 1 on, 1 out, the hitter is Brendan Bender. He's the designated hitter. Left-handed stick. The first 3 batters for Grand Rapids have all been hitting from the left side. With an open stance, Frias picks to first. They have the runner Tyson leaning, but he just gets back in underneath the tag. Jared Tyson looked like he wanted to take off, but he was back in safely. Tyson does like to steal. He is 22 of 26 on the year for a Grand Rapids team that has an even 100 stolen bases. The pitch to Bender is a strike on the outside corner at 89 miles an hour. Grand Rapids, as a team, 19th in the country in hitting, .329. They don't have any individual standouts. Nobody ranked in the top 25 in any of the offensive categories. They're just a solid overall team. Another move. Runner is back in just ahead of the tag. Tyson leaning for the second time, and Frias nearly picked him off. Outstanding crowd here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. They came to watch the end of Game 3, and they've stayed for Game 4. Of course, when you have a team from the host state, it's going to be a big crowd, you would imagine. The 0-1 pitch on the outside corner at 90 miles per hour. A strike called, and Bender is down 0-2. Barring a double play, Brian Portelli will get a chance to bat. Just underway, a leadoff single by Jared Tyson. He's over at first with 1 out. Still a warm evening, even past 8:30. Wind blowing in from right. That's out of the south, oh, about 15 miles per hour, maybe a bit less. As Frias comes set, the runner goes. The pitch is grounded to second base. Pena has only 1 play. That's at first. As Bender is retired 4-3, and by starting the runner, Tyson stays out of the double play. He'll be in scoring position with 2 outs. Smart move by Grand Rapids. They were expecting that on an 0-2 pitch, Felix Frias might throw a breaking ball, perhaps in the dirt, and that would allow Tyson to steal second base. But instead, Bender had to protect the plate and grounds out to Pena. Can the Raiders strike first? They would need a 2-out hit or a mistake, and Brian Portelli will bat from the right side. He plays in right field. Frias works off the first base side of the rubber, comes set at the belt, kicks and pitches, and misses low and outside with the fastball. Portelli, a freshman from Auburn Hills, Michigan. 6'2", 192 pounds. Went to Avondale High School. Auburn Hills, that's where the Detroit Pistons play their games. Frias checks on the runner and comes home. And just missed, low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Portelli. Portelli, as you would expect, a cleanup man, has a high average, a .387 mark, 1 home run and 42 RBIs. Trying to drive in Tyson, who is in scoring position. And the 2-0 pitch. A swing and a miss as the ball gets away from the catcher and goes to the backstop. Down to third Tyson as Hazel Wesson, the catcher, retrieves the ball near the western dugout. But a wild pitch on that curve in the dirt allows Tyson to move up 90 feet. He's 90 feet away from being the first run of the game. Flag in right center field, currently lying limp, but don't let that fool you. The treetops all around the outside of the ballpark moving heavily. It's been a windy day. And with that wind out of the south, what is normally a short porch in right field plays very big out there. A 2-1 count on Portelli, and the pitch is just outside. Frias continues to work these Grand Rapids hitters away, 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 and he's missed barely, especially to Portelli. Rauchowalski waiting in the on-deck circle. Will he get a chance? Here comes a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Portelli had a big-time hack as Frias challenged him. A fastball right down central. Western fans, they're always boisterous. They bring shakers, they bring noisemakers. They're down that third base line trying to get their team back into the dugout. As Frias goes the full windup and delivers a 3-2. Just missed, low and away. Frias thought he had strike 3, but Portelli will take a 2-out walk. Maybe a tight strike zone early on. Frias sure thought so. And that will bring in E.J. Grauchowalski. Grauchowalski. Just if you're curious, Grauchowalski. Grauchowalski is a well-built young man, batting from the right side of the plate. Runners at first and third, already a threat for the Raiders, but with 2 outs, they're going to need a base hit. Grauchowalski is sophomore, homegrown in Grand Rapids. And the pitch to him. Has swung on, hit high in the air to left, fairly deep, but playable for Paula. He'll now come in a few steps and make the catch. Frias works around the base hit and the walk, stranding 2 Grand Rapids runners. We head to the bottom half of the first. Western comes to bat. There is no score. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
It's a gorgeous night in downtown Enid. You're watching us on CTV Sports TV, NJCAA TV. A lot of fans out enjoying the ball game tonight with their lawn chairs. As Western comes to bat for the first time, let's set the Pioneer lineup. Leading off is the left fielder, Esteban Paula. Hitting second, the DH, Marty Dunlap. Michael Cruz, been hot as of late. He bats third in right field. Elvis Rodriguez is the cleanup man and at first base. Sean McAndrews hits fifth at third. Francisco Rosario, the sixth-place hitter, is the shortstop. Sherman LaCruz plays in center field and bats seventh. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Rafael Pena, and batting ninth, the catcher, Hazel Wesson. Dave Frederick is ready for Grand Rapids, and he deals to Esteban Paula, and Paula takes outside for a ball. We'll get you the Grand Rapids defense momentarily. But Frederick, a right-hander, at first pitch was at 91, so a hard thrower. And Paula takes a strike down the middle. From left to right, Kyle Orlowski, Jared Tyson, and Brian Portelli. From third to first, Ron Sanders, Carlos Baroa, Steve Ayala, and E.J. Grouchowalski. Tyler Duke will catch for Dave Frederick. The 1-1. A curveball, a little bit high. Paola's not a very tall young man. That pitch came in up above the belt. Two and one on the Western Oklahoma State leadoff hitter, who swings and fouls it off over the right side. Dave Frederick, a sophomore from Rockford, Michigan, went to Northview High School. 6'2", 190 pounds. Get you his numbers momentarily. We told you he's 8-3 with a fairly high ERA, at least for the World Series. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing, and Paula takes a pitch up and in. It's a full count. This year for Frederick, a 4.85 ERA, 62 innings pitched. He has had trouble with the walk, 52 bases on balls. And he walks Paula. A fastball as it registered 97 on the radar gun. Boy, I wonder if that's actually accurate. Didn't look that hard, but the radar gun said 97. Doesn't matter, it's ball four. And Western Oklahoma State has their leadoff man aboard, a speedy runner for the power in this lineup. That'll bring in Marty Dunlap, the designated hitter. We're used to seeing Western come into this tournament with just unbelievably gaudy offensive numbers. They're good, but not as gaudy as they usually are. Here's a curveball for a strike from Frederick. Normally Western hits close to 380, between 380 and 400 as a team, and leads the country. This year they're fourth at a paltry 348. I say that tongue-in-cheek, very kiddingly. This team can really swing the bats, and that's what they've hung their hats on the last several years. A similar team to in the past, but not as experienced. They lost a lot of experienced players from the World Series championship team. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. Good stop by Duke, the catcher. I think Duke was looking for a pitch in and had to reach his glove back across his body for one that was low and away. Frederick goes out of the stretch position off the first base side with the runner on, no outs. And the 1-1 pitch. A curveball, a little bit low. Boy, the strike zone's very tight early on for both pitchers. Small strike zone. That usually lends itself to offense. Paula, very short lead at first. And on 2-1, Dunlap takes outside. Early on, some control issues for Dave Frederick. He had Paula down, a ball and 2 strikes, walked him, and is now 3-1 on Marty Dunlap. Dunlap out of Dorchester, Massachusetts. A sophomore, 6 foot, 195 pounds. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and Western has a couple of base runners. Frederick walking the first 2 Pioneer hitters. It's been interesting to watch the first 3 games of the day. Most of those matchups have paired a team with a little more experience against a team with a little less experience in World Series play. And so far, the teams with more experience have won out. Heartland was here last year. They played Catawba Valley, who had never made an appearance to the World Series. Heartland won the game. Same for Madison. They played Rhode Island, who hadn't been here since 1996. Madison won the game. Scottsdale had been here last in 2009. They knocked off Lackawanna, who had never been to the World Series. There's a little bit of a theme there. As time is called prior to Michael Cruz stepping into the batter's box. You want to talk about a red hot, Michael Cruz is exactly that. His head coach, Kurt Russell, was glowing about this young man. Left-handed hitter, and he has some extreme power. Frederick's pitch. Swing and a hard shot deep to center field. Tyson going back. This ball's going to be over his head and up against the wall. Paolo will score easily. Hot on his heels is Dunlap. They'll hold him up. It's an RBI double, and Western Oklahoma State breaks through early on the double by Michael Cruz. I had mentioned he was red hot. He comes in hitting just .360, but he had been delivering and delivering throughout the playoffs. And he pounds a double off the base of the left center field wall. 1-0 Pioneers. Kurt Russell thought about trying to score Dunlap from first. He had a very good read on that line drive to the gap. But with nobody out, why take that chance? Second and third for Western Oklahoma State, and Elvis Rodriguez is your batter. Rodriguez leads this team with a .380 batting average. He's 9th in America with 13 home runs. For Cruz, that was his 60th RBI. Came in 15th in the country as Rodriguez takes a curveball for a strike. Thing about Cruz, he had an elbow injury just prior to the start of training in the wintertime, prior to the start of practice, and kind of got him down. But once he got back and got healthy, got his mind right, he's been awesome. Rodriguez, a swing and a miss out in front of a changeup, and Frederick has this dangerous hitter at 0-2. The outfield is deep and straight away all the way around. Runners at second and third for Western Oklahoma State, already leading 1-0. The middle infield will give up that run if Rodriguez could hit a ground ball. Frederick needs the K. Rodriguez chops one high toward third. That should score the run. Sanders has it, throws low, and the first baseman cannot dig it out. Rauchewalski trying to bail out Sanders, could not pick it on a hop. A run will score. It's 2-0, and a throwing error on the Grand Rapids third baseman, Ron Sanders. It'll be an RBI for Elvis Rodriguez, and he reaches on the E5. Michael Cruz, the trail runner, stayed put. Nice read by Marty Dunlap. That high chopper, he thought, hey, I can get home without a throw, and he was perfectly right. So the Pioneers doing what they do best, and that is score runs. That'll draw a visit to the mound from the pitching coach at Grand Rapids. While we have a chance, we would like to thank a few folks that make this tournament just absolutely amazing. During the World Series, each of the teams that make it here is paired with both a local business or organization and a Little League team, and they serve as the host during their stay in Enid. Let's recognize and thank the hosts for the teams in this game right now. For Grand Rapids, the Enid Cobras Baseball and Advanced Pierre Foods. And for Western Oklahoma State, they're hosted by the Enid Bandits Baseball and Merrifield Office Plus. Thank you to all of our host organizations. That's one of the big reasons why this tournament has had a 4-year run and will continue for at least 2 more years here in Enid. The hitter is Sean McAndrews, a right-handed batter. First and second, still nobody out for Western. And Frederick pitches. A swing and a high fly, hit very well to left center field, playable for Tyson. He'll make the catch. Runner at second tags. He's going to try to advance. Now will put the brakes on as a great throw comes in to third base. Jared Tyson with a beautiful throw. The ball was not hit deep enough by McAndrews to advance Cruz to third base. That's the first out of the inning and brings in Francisco Rosario, the Western shortstop. Rosario, a young man from the Dominican Republic. And he's not alone. There are 6 players from the Dominican Republic on Western's team. The pitch to Rosario. He shows bunt and takes a ball low. That's been a point of contention, not just with the teams that are in Region 2 and Western's region, but really teams across the country. They've been able to go out and recruit outside the United States and bring in outstanding players from the Caribbean nations. I say if Western can do it, go do it yourself. The 1-0. Breaking pitch, a little bit low. Not every team has the connections that Kurt Russell and his assistant coach have, and it's developing those contacts, those connections, and can massage those to get them into Western and find ways to win championships. The 2-0 pitch. A swing and a chopper toward third. Backing up, Sanders has it. He steps on third, throws to first, and the first baseman cannot hang on as the ball glances out towards second base, but picked up by Grouchowalski as he stretched way out towards second base. A fielder's choice ground ball by Rosario. Out at third is Cruz, 5 unassisted. It is out number 2 as Rodriguez makes second, and Rosario now on base with the fielder's choice. The way things looked early for Grand Rapids, I think they would actually gain some momentum and be happy if they could get out of this inning with just the 2 runs being scored. Western was threatening and still can break this inning open. It'll be up to Sherman LaCruz, the center fielder. Frederick out of the stretch delivers and throws a ball low. 83 on the radar gun. LaCruz was a young man that Kurt Russell, the head coach at Western, singled out, saying he's been playing outstanding as of late. They got him back just a couple of weeks ago after an injury, and it's really lifted the ball club. He's 25th in the country in home runs with 9. We're used to seeing Western have either the number 1 or 2 or top 2 out of 5 home run hitters, average guys, RBI men in the nation. Not so this year. They're more of a balanced team. The 1-0 pitch to LaCruz. A little bit high. 2-0. Runner at second is Rodriguez. He reached on the air after driving in a run. Rosario on the fielder's choice is at first. 2-0 Western Oklahoma State, bottom of the first inning. And Frederick's pitch. That's way outside. 3-0 with Rafael Pena waiting next. LaCruz, also from the Caribbean. He's from Curacao. 5'11", 180 pounds, and a freshman. We'll go over some of the countries and states represented momentarily. As there's ball 4, and the bases will be loaded with 2 men out. LaCruz takes a walk. Here are some of the places that Western gets their players. Massachusetts, Curacao, Pennsylvania, the Dominican Republic. They have 1 Oklahoma player. That seems strange. Aruba, New York, Texas, Rhode Island, Illinois, Puerto Rico. It's a bunch of places. A lot of countries represented and several northeastern states represented. Only 2 players from Texas, only 1 from Oklahoma. Almost everybody else is from the northeastern part of the country or from the Caribbean. Here's Rafael Pena with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Frederick pitches and fires a strike down the heart of the plate. Pena, a young man also from the Dominican Republic. 5'10", 190 pounds. From the stretch position, the 0-1. Ground ball to the third. Knocked down by Sanders. He picks it back up and tags the runner coming by, going from second to third. Good play by Sanders, retires the side, but Western Oklahoma State picks up a couple of runs. They do it on just 1 hit. There was an error, and 3 men left aboard. After an inning, Western 2, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Hey, Monique, wait up.
Manny, good to see you.
Wow, great outfit.
I got it on Park Avenue.
Park Avenue? You're a classy lady, Monique, but can you afford to shop on Park Avenue?
You can if it's Park Avenue in Enid, Oklahoma. I got this outfit for only $5 at Park Avenue Thrift.
Park Avenue Thrift? What's that?
It's a thrift store in the 500 block of South Grand, right on Park Avenue. They have anything you could want, even outfits like this one at ridiculously low prices.
Is it exclusive? Can you get me in, Monique?
Of course, anyone can shop there. That's why they call it Enid's own community thrift store. And the best part is that 100% of the profit is given back to the community. Would you like to go with me? It's just up the street.
I'm no dummy. Let's go.
Fans of all ages at the downtown ballpark in Enid, Oklahoma. 2-0 Western Oklahoma State after an inning of play. Felix Frias now has the lead to work with. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 as Kyle Orlowski leads it off. He plays in left field. And Orlowski chops one deep in the hole at shortstop. Backhanded by Rosario. He settles, throws, and gets him on a bang-bang play. Good play by Rosario. He had to hurry. Orlowski made it down the line very quickly. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now to bring in Ron Sanders, the third baseman. Sanders had a bit of a difficult defensive inning and wound up making a pretty good play to retire the side. Ron's a sophomore from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. To Mount Pleasant High School, 6'1", 185. He'll probably take a pitch. And does. It's right at the knees for a strike call. Usually after your leadoff man gets out on the first pitch, you're being asked to take a pitch or two. Frias, understanding that, threw it right down the middle. Swing and a miss. Frias pulled the string on a breaking ball. Went from 90 miles an hour to 75 miles per hour. Sanders is 0-2. Corners are halfway, middle infield deep. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Another floating breaking ball. First strikeout for Frias, and quickly 2 are away on just 4 pitches. You're Western, and you can get yourself a quick 1-2-3 inning. That's exactly what you need from Felix Frias. Steve Ayala will be the hitter, playing at second base. McAndrews, even with 2 outs, doesn't believe that Ayala is not a threat to bunt. The swing and a foul straight back. Well, Grand Rapids, give them some credit. They're being aggressive going early in the count. They had an opportunity in the first inning with runners at first and third and 2 outs when Gronchowalski flew out to left field. The 0-1. Right down central, a called strike. Well, Frias has yet to throw a ball this inning. 6 pitches, all of them strikes, and he has recorded 2 outs and is 1 strike away from retiring the side on just 7 pitches. The angular right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. On 7 pitches, Felix Frias throws all strikes, strikes out 2 in the inning, and 1-2-3 go the Raiders. We head to the home half of the second inning. Western Oklahoma State 2, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
My future is in natural gas technology.
My future is in teaching.
I'm a future business leader.
My future is in computers and IT security.
My future is in diagnostic sonography.
My future is in human services, but there are a lot of majors to choose from.
Lackawanna College offers over 30 degree programs at 5 locations.
Lackawanna College helped define our futures. Call or visit today and find your future at Lackawanna College.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
2-0 Western Oklahoma State in the bottom of the second inning. Glad to have you with us here on this gorgeous, gorgeous Saturday night, the opening night of the Division II Junior College World Series. Western Oklahoma State picked up a couple of runs in the first inning, and it was the walks. Dave Frederick, the Grand Rapids starter, walked the first 2 hitters, and guess what? They both came around to score. 8 men came to the plate, and Hazel Wesson will lead things off for the Pioneers. They're from Altus, Oklahoma. Oh, a 3-hour, maybe more than 3-hour drive from Altus to Enid. Enid's in the northwest part of Oklahoma, Altus in the southwestern portion. As Wesson hits the first pitch foul up and over the right side. Hazel Wesson, a sophomore. He's from the Dominican Republic, 6'2", 190 pounds. The 0-1 is a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Much better by Frederick, getting ahead in the count. Now the 0-2. Breaking ball outside. Trying to get Wesson to chase, he would not. Top of the order to follow with Paola. As Wesson grounds one to the second baseman. Ayala waits for it, plays it on a high hop, and throws out Wesson. Wow. Ayala got a tricky hop that he was not expecting. That ball came up on him, but a nice job to stay with it, never dropped the ball, just bobbled it momentarily, and the leadoff man is gone. You think about World Series appearances, big games, big scenarios, and there is a lot of adrenaline running through these young men's bodies. And for Dave Frederick, I'm sure to start the night, he was raring to go, and sometimes you have to harness that. And it takes an inning to get rolling. As Paola, the leadoff man, takes the ball low and away. Esteban Paola drew a walk and scored the first run of the game. They play him straight up in the outfield. This ball, too, is low. Paola playing in his 51st game, hitting .394 coming into the World Series. A homer and 25 driven in. The 2-0. Ripped up the middle and a base hit. Frederick got behind in the count, and Paola was waiting on fastball, got one, and grounds a single into center field. Just the second hit for Western Oklahoma State, but speed is aboard with one out for Marty Dunlap. Dunlap also walked and scored last inning. Western making their 5th consecutive World Series appearance. That's the longest streak in D2 baseball. Wasn't easy getting back to Enid. They had some tough games, and in fact were in that if necessary game against Dodge City, Kansas, and they had to win that game 7-5 as a strike is called to Dunlap on a breaking ball. Dodge City beat them in the first championship game to force the if game. Moved to first. Paola had a very short lead. He's back in standing up. Infield, outfield, basically straight away. Sanders deep at third with a runner on. The 0-1. Curveball too high. Frederick trying to get the bender in over. Just missed. Kids out on the berm, the artificial surface practice facility back behind the right field wall, playing some stickball of their own. Fans out there on the bleacher seats, a packed house here at the ballpark. Pitcher Frederick steps off, and Paola was going to run. He took a hard step to second base. He was going on first movement, and lucky for him, he didn't fall down. Now time called as Frederick ready to quick pitch, and Dunlap wasn't even yet in the box. 2-0 Western, bottom of the second. Move to first. Paola had a short lead, is back in easily. We're back on the air tomorrow at 12 noon. What a first game we have. The final game of the first round, number 1 LSU Eunice against 4th-ranked Des Moines Area Community College. That'll be, in my opinion, the best of the bunch, and we've already had some really good games. Frederick is set. The 1-1 to Dunlap. A swing and a line drive past the diving shortstop into left field for a hit. Paola rounds second hard, but stops there. Back-to-back base hits by Paola and Dunlap, and the Pioneers are back in business with only one out. Nice effort by Baroa as he went toward the hole, toward third base. Gave it a headlong dive, but came up just short. 3 hits now for the Pioneers, and it brings in hot Michael Cruz. I was talking about that elbow injury to Cruz. It happened prior to the start of practice, and he got in a mental funk, gained a lot of weight, and throughout the course of the season has dropped 23 pounds. And once that weight started to come off, the hits started to come. His bat got so much quicker, and he has been on a tear, witnessed by that RBI double in the first inning. Frederick's pitch in the dirt. Whenever you lean up your body, drop some of those extra LBs, you can get around a lot more pitches, get your hands to the ball a lot quicker. And he's got tremendous bat speed to begin with. He holds his hands just over in front of the left chest of his white jersey with 2 on, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch, way outside. Cruz, a big part of last year's national championship team. Hit right in the center of that lineup, was surrounded by a lot of talent. In fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, hit one towering home run way out of here over that right field wall. He swings here, fouls it off over the left side. Cruz, also from the Dominican Republic, 6 foot, 195 pounds, and a sophomore. Think about some of these Western Oklahoma State players. They're older than your average 2-year junior college player. Some of them are 21, 22 years old, whereas a lot of the guys in this tournament are 18 and 19. Now the 2-1 for Cruz. Swung on and a line drive to right field, sinks in for a base hit. They're going to hold up Paula. He didn't get a great break from second base. Cruz is 2 for 2. 3 consecutive singles for the Pioneers, and they've loaded them up with only 1 away. Back-to-back-to-back base hits by Paula, Dunlap, and Cruz. And there is some activity getting ready in the Grand Rapids bullpen. The Raiders will go get somebody loose. Their starter, Dave Frederick, beginning to get hit. He'll have to deal with the cleanup man, Elvis Rodriguez. The top 3 have set the table. Now it's up for Rodriguez to clean him up. For Frederick, a double play still gets him out of the inning. He can't forget that. But Western is also threatening to break this game open. Already leading 2-0 in the bottom of the second. Frederick holds the ball in his bare hand behind his back. Now comes set and pitches to Rodriguez. A strike on the outside corner, a good curveball. Rodriguez drove home a run with a high chopper to third base. Sanders threw that ball away, allowing Rodriguez to reach. He was stranded at third. Western stranded the bases loaded in the first inning. Got him loaded up again. Here's the 0-1 in the dirt. That's what you automatically notice about Western and the way they play offense. Every year they've been here to Enid, they've had teams like this. They put so much pressure on you with the way they swing the bats. They have runners on almost every inning. You rarely get them out 1, 2, 3. Here's the 1-1. A curveball buckled his knees and a strike at the knees. Beautiful pitch by Frederick. Rodriguez just could not do anything. He froze in the batter's box. Does he dare throw the hook again? At third, Paula, Dunlap at second, Cruz at first, all reaching on singles. Now time call. The winner of this game will take on Scottsdale, Arizona, Monday at noon. The loser plays tomorrow night at 7 against Lackawanna. The 1-2 pitch. A swing and a foul. Hit way out of here, but way foul. Rodriguez was late on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Wow. Frederick humped it up. This big crowd being thoroughly entertained. Been a great day of baseball, and it begins tomorrow at 12 noon. Rodriguez back in, still down, a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Here's a fly ball hit to shallow center. Will it be deep enough to score the run? Tyson makes the catch. Paula tags. The throw goes to third. It's a good one. Did the run get home? The tag. He's out at third base. Did the run score? That's the question. Did the run score? Paula was trying to come home to score. No, he did not score in time. What a throw by Jared Tyson. He throws out the runner, Dunlap, trying to go to third, and Paula did not cross the plate prior to that tag. What a play for Grand Rapids, a double play to end the inning. Western comes away scoreless on 3 hits, and they leave 2 men on. We go to inning number 3, 2-0 Pioneers. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Where can a washer and dryer become a concert? Where does an old sofa turn into a new discovery? Where does a lamp become a performance or a television become a television station? Where can a mattress beautify Main Street? Only at Park Avenue Thrift, where 100% of the profits from your donations fund community endeavors, making Enid a better place, one donation at a time.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A 2-year, highly respected college that can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30-degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
What a play by Grand Rapids center fielder Jared Tyson, our leadoff man, and he made a great throw, gunning down Dunlap, trying to make third prior to the run scoring on what would have been a sac fly. First pitch fastball to Tyler Duke is low from Felix Frias. Top of the third inning, 2-0 Western Oklahoma State. Duke, the 9th place hitter and the catcher for the Raiders. The 1-0. Popped up. Out behind second base. To the outfield grass goes Rosario. He'll come onto the infield dirt and make the catch. Leadoff man retired. That's 5 in a row, sat down by Frias. He had a very impressive second inning. 3 outs, 2 strikeouts on just 7 pitches. That's pretty hard to do. With 1 away, the lineup flips back over to Tyson. Boy, he saved a run, and you never know how many more he would have saved in that inning. Gunning down, Dunlap trying to go to third. Tyson takes a strike over the outside corner. Jared singled and was left at third base in the first inning. From Beale City, Michigan, a 6'2", 195-pound sophomore. And he lines a base hit back up through the box. Tyson is 2 for 2. Both hits have gone straight up the middle. He has Felix Frias measured perfectly. And a runner is on for Grand Rapids. The tying run will come to the plate in the person of Carlos Baroa. Baroa flew out the other way to left field in his first at-bat. He's had a great year offensively, 387. No home runs and 37 driven in. His RBI total is 3rd best on the ball club. With the teammate at first and 1 away. The pitch, high and outside. Outstanding, outstanding crowd. This city just has continuously and continually increased the attendance numbers every year. I think they're realizing how good of baseball we have throughout the course of the week. And it only gets better as the week goes on. Move to first, back in safely is Tyson. Third baseman McAndrews plays even with the bag. Middle infield shortens up halfway. They want to turn a double play. Rodriguez holds on the runner with 1 away. And the 1-0 pitch to Baroa. That's low. Carlos Baroa is from Holt, Michigan. 5'8", 175 pounds. Aren't very many folks that aren't from Michigan. There are a couple of young men that are from Puerto Rico on the Grand Rapids roster. That's a long way to travel, even farther than going to Altus, Oklahoma. The 2-0 pitch. Grounded to first. Up with it, Rodriguez. Steps on the bag. Throws to second. He got him a double play. The same type of double play that Rodriguez turned to end the championship game last year. 3-6, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third. Western 2, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
Western Oklahoma State 2, Grand Rapids, Michigan nothing. The 4th and final game on night number 1 of the Division II NJCAA World Series. Our winners earlier today, Heartland beat Catawba Valley 5-4. Madison beat Rhode Island 7-2. And Scottsdale beat Lackawanna 6-5 in 10 innings. Sean McAndrews leads things off and swings and misses at an inside fastball. McAndrews, the 5th place hitter. Rosario and La Cruz will follow if anyone can reach Rafael Pena. McAndrews flew out to center field in the 1st inning. He plays over at third base, takes a brief moment to tie his shoe and place his right pant leg back over top of that shoe. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. He chased a ball in the dirt. About a 58-footer by Frederick that hit well out in front of home plate, but McAndrews could not check his swing. Western hits .348 as a team. That's 4th best in America. Not quite the almost 400 we've seen from some of the past teams. The 0-2. A little bit high. Pretty good 0-2 pitch by Frederick, maybe too good. McAndrews, though, lays off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Sean batting .320 on the season. And the 1-2 pitch. Just missed. A curveball a little bit low. McAndrews has 3 home runs and 25 RBIs, playing in his 41st game. That means he's missed 19 games this year. He gets jammed and fouls one off over the right side. Fans, don't forget to stay with us. After each and every game of the World Series, we'll name our Wings to Go players of the game, one from each side. Wings to Go at the corner of Cleveland and Garriott. The 2-2. A fly ball hit to center field. Tyson with an easy play comes in a few steps. It's a can of corn for out number 1. At Wings to Go, they are, of course, simply great wings, but they've got burgers, salads, wraps, and a whole lot more, including a Philly cheesesteak that our good buddy Tom Nelson just adores. Stop by Wings to Go behind the Starbucks, sponsor of our player of the game. 1 away for Francisco Rosario. Rosario bounced into a fielder's choice and was tagged out, ending the 1st inning. He squares to bunt, takes it away, and takes a ball outside. 3 more games tomorrow, the final 1st round game, then a pair of elimination losers bracket contests. The 1-0. Low. We do know our first game, our first elimination game, I should say. We definitely know that Eunice and DMAC will play at noon. It's Catawba Valley and Rhode Island at 3:30. Then Lackawanna against the loser of this game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. A fastball's high and tight. Rosario stood in there and nearly got hit up around his helmet. He did not duck out of the way. With a 3-0 count, he'll be taking. And Frederick misses upstairs. Ball 4. Another walk allowed by the Grand Rapids right-hander. He walked 3 in the 1st inning. This is the 4th freebie he's given up. A base runner for Western Oklahoma State, and Sherman La Cruz will be the hitter. La Cruz drew one of those 1st inning walks and was stranded at second base. He roams this vast center field at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. Perhaps an advantage, perhaps not. Western Oklahoma State plays NOC Enid. NOC Enid is the host school for the World Series. So Western plays here. The runner goes. A hit and runs, a swing and a miss, and the catcher, Duke, could not come up with the ball cleanly on the transfer. It's a stolen base for Rosario. He's in safely now in scoring position. As Duke tried to make the transfer from glove to bare hand, it just didn't happen like he wanted. La Cruz down a strike and can drive home another run for Western. They lead 2-0 in the bottom of 3. The 0-1 pitch. That's high. But when you play in Region 2, it's a 4-game, 2 home, 2 away. So Western plays here twice every year. And there are some years, this year was not one of them, where they host the region tournament here. Last year was one of those years, but not this season. So Western played in this ballpark twice. DMAC has played here. They played NOC Enid in a 3-game road series. The only 2 teams outside of Enid that have played here that are in the World Series. Here's a ground ball, base hit to left field. Runner had to hold up at second. He advances to third. Rosario makes it easily as La Cruz with a hard smash past the diving Baroa. The ball was absolutely tattooed. Baroa had no chance. Runners on the corners and Western threatening again. Wouldn't you know? They had him loaded up last inning and should have had a run, if not for an outstanding throw by Jared Tyson, gunning down a runner trying to tag and move up to third prior to a run coming home to score. Can Rafael Pena get that runner home from third? Frederick needs the double play. The Grand Rapids right-hander sets himself and pitches. In the dirt, the ball gets away, and the runner will come home from third to score easily. It's 3-0 Western. The wild pitch scores Rosario, and another walk comes home to score. La Cruz makes second base. 2 walks in the first inning, and a 1-out walk here in the third have all scored the runs for Western. Now Pena goes from needing a fly ball to the outfield to trying to get a base hit. Changes your approach offensively. As the runner takes his lead, Frederick pauses and pitches. Curveball's a bit high. Activity continues in the Grand Rapids bullpen behind the first base dugout. 3-0 Pioneers, the 6th-ranked team in the country coming into the World Series. Grand Rapids ranked 10th. I mentioned it during the Open. They weren't expected to make it here to the World Series. They were the number 3 seed, and in their district tournament, there are 2 different divisions that play it out, and they were just one of the 3 seeds. Now the 2-0. Right down central, a called strike. But they got hot, winning 5 consecutive games during the district tournament in just 3 days, and they made it back to Enid. The 2-1. Ground ball chopped toward first base. Grouchowalski has it. He'll race to the bag and beat Pena, with La Cruz making third. So 3 unassisted is out number 2. And it'll be up to Hazel Wesson, the 9th place hitter and Western catcher, if the Pioneers want to score again. A 1-out walk, a stolen base, a hit to left, and a wild pitch has equated to a run for Western Oklahoma State. Wesson bounced out to second base in his previous at-bat. That came in the 2nd inning. He's a big right-handed hitter. You can hear some of the noise made by the Western fans behind the third base dugout. Wesson takes a strike right down central. Out of the stretch, Frederick deals. Swing and a miss. He had Wesson way out in front. Hazel comes in hitting .317. 5 home runs and 25 RBIs. You get 5 homers from your 9th place hitter. That's big time. The 0-2. Grounded foul on the third base side near the Western dugout. A lot of the fans that live here in Enid would love to see NOC Enid eventually make a World Series in this ballpark. And that would mean they'd have to go through Western. They've become the team to beat in Region 2. The 0-2 pitch. Chop foul again. And until somebody knocks them off, more than likely they're going to continue getting here. NOC Enid was the final team that was in the way of Western during the Region 2 tournament. They lost in the championship game, but they would have had to have beaten the Pioneers twice. Another 0-2 pitch on the way. Just outside. Frederick painted just past the outside corner black and nearly got the call. So a ball and 2 strikes, a runner at third, 1 run already in. 3-0 Pioneers, bottom of the third. And Frederick steps off the back of the rubber. La Cruz dances off a third, trying to force a balk. Here's the 1-2. Hit foul. Wesson staying alive. Had a very nice at-bat up there. Players from Scottsdale had hung around. They were watching a little bit of this game. Looks like they're picking up their bags and will be headed to the hotel after a very hard-fought 6-5 10-inning victory moments ago. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball in the dirt. Wesson down on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Dave Frederick. Western gets a run on a hit. A wild pitch certainly helped things out, and they leave a man on. We're through 3 innings in Enid, Oklahoma. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A
They do.
two-year,
He's
highly
hugging
respected
up
college
against the
that
fence.
can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30-degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
You're watching on NJCAA TV. There are some of the youngsters, some of the Little League ball players that come out to support this tournament. Cheering for Grand Rapids on that first base side. Grand Rapids batting in the top of the 4th. Western Oklahoma State has a 3-0 advantage. Leading things off is Brendan Bender. Bender, the designated hitter, bounced out to second base in his first at-bat, and he takes a strike from Felix Frias over the outside corner. An 86-mile-per-hour fastball. Western has 5 hits, Grand Rapids just 2. Now the 0-1. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. Western wants an appeal to the third base umpire. I don't believe that Bender went around. There is the appeal and no swing, says our third base ump. Outfield straight away. Third baseman McAndrews is playing in. Rest of the infield deep against this left-hander. Bender, the DH. And the pitch to him. Hit foul deep down the left field side. You've never been to David Allen Memorial Ballpark, and this especially for the folks that are watching or listening well out of town. It's a big, spacious ballpark in a lot of areas. Give you the dimensions momentarily, but first a 1-2 pitch to Bender. Up and in. He lifts the hands out of the way. It's 390 feet to straightaway center with the double-deck fence. There's a big video board in right center field that's about 3 decks high, and you have to hit it over that to get it out. 300 feet to right field, 328 down the left field line. As Bender lines a base hit down the left field line. Paula trying to cut it off, does. Bender takes a hard turn, but will hold up with a leadoff single. That's the third base hit for the Grand Rapids Raiders. Second time in 4 innings they've had their leadoff man aboard. It's a good start as the Raiders trying to find some offense against Felix Frias. They've had some chances, but mostly that was in the first inning when they left 2 men on. A double play erased any hope in the third. So here's Brian Portelli, the right fielder. Portelli drew a walk and left it first. The pitch to him. Up and in. He leans out of the way. Portelli batting .387 with a homer and 42 RBIs. He's the leading RBI man for Grand Rapids. The 1-0. A strike at the knees on the outside corner. Western wearing all white uniforms trimmed in gold and green. Green caps with a gold bill. And for Grand Rapids, white pants, navy blue uniform tops trimmed in gold with gold lettering. Frias off the first base side of the rubber. Moves to first. They had the runner leaning, but Bender is back in safely. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Western Oklahoma State. The 4th and final game on night 1 of the NJCAA Division II World Series. A lot of hitting room for Portelli down that left field line if he can pull one into the corner. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul at home plate. Of course, staying in the winner's bracket, obviously, is very important for any team. But if you win tonight, you get that coveted day off. Heartland, Madison, and Scottsdale all will receive that day off. Who will it be, Western or Grand Rapids, to join them? Eunice and DMAC will play the final first-round game tomorrow at noon. Portelli back in. He drew a walk in the first inning. With a runner at first, the 1-2 pitch. That's low and outside. Western has out-hit Grand Rapids 5-3, and they lead at 3-0. Grand Rapids has committed the only error. Both teams and their players up against the railings out in front of their respective dugouts. Western on the third base side, Grand Rapids on the first base side. Frias sets the 2-2. Strike three called. Caught him looking on a beautiful curveball. Portelli could not pull the trigger, and he's out number one. Gorgeous pitch by Felix Frias, his third strikeout. The numbers on Frias weren't especially just mind-blowing. He had a couple of saves, but only 4-0. That's one of the lowest win totals you'll see from a starting pitcher, at least especially in game one of this tournament. Now, as you move along, that may not be the case. Here's E.J. Grouchowalski with a runner on and a man out. And Grouchowalski takes a pitch high, curveball that missed. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday night. Temperature trying to cool down just a little bit, but still a warm and muggy night in northwest Oklahoma. 9:30 Central Time. The 1-0 delivery. Hit foul over the right side. Brick wall from the 328 sign in left field all the way out to that double deck center field wall. Signage on it. There's about a 1.5 foot high big gate between the center field wall and the Jumbotron. A lot of intricacies here at this ballpark. It's a beautiful facility. The 1-1 pitch to Grouchowalski, taken low, 2-1. There's a Humphrey Abstract sign in right field that actually juts out from the wall. It's only about 2 or 3 foot high. You can jump up on top of it to rob a home run if you want. There's some kind of neat things that are around here, so it has an old-time feel to the ballpark. With a runner on, one out. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and driven toward the gap in left center. Paula, though, gets there. He stops and makes the catch. He had Grouchowalski played perfectly. The Grand Rapids first baseman hit the ball hard, but lines out to left field for out number 2. It's always one thing I've been very curious about when you get to a tournament like this. Do you even worry about scouting reports? How do you find scouting reports? Who do you talk to get scouting reports? The teams that you're asking give you a scouting report. Sometimes you just have to play it straight up and get them as you go. Of course, you will scout that team later on in the tournament or potential opponents. As Kyle Orlowski is in with 2 away, and he takes a strike right down the center of the plate. Orlowski, the left fielder, bounced out to shortstop, starting off the second inning. He's a left-handed hitter, deep in the box with a straightaway stance. Leadoff base hit by Brendan Bender. He's still over at first. Move to first, back in safely is Bender with the headlong dive. Wind continues to blow at a pretty good clip out of the south. That's in from right field, where that 300-foot mark just looms at these left-handed hitters. You hit it that way on a windy day, which most of the time it is in Oklahoma, it's going to come up well short. Here's the 0-1. That's high for a ball. Saw it last night during the Home Run Derby. The winner from Western Oklahoma State, Manny Marmol, was a right-handed hitter, and he got on a tear. 10 home runs. All the lefties that went up there did not have very much success. The 1-1 pitch to Orlowski. A little bit low and away. Grand Rapids trying to push across a run in the top of the 4th. Down 3-0. They've had some limited opportunities, the biggest in the first inning with runners on the corners. Those are the only 2 men they've stranded thus far, as Frias trying to get through this 4th frame. Kicks and comes home, and a ground ball goes to short. Rosario comes to get a nice pick on a hop, and he throws out Orlowski. Nice play by Rosario to end the inning. A leadoff base hit does not even advance. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Western 3, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Western Oklahoma State 3, Grand Rapids Community College nothing. Top of the order due up for the Pioneers as Esteban Paola lead things off. Marty Dunlap and Michael Cruz to follow. Dave Frederick, the right-hander from Grand Rapids, has had a very difficult time with these first 3 hitters. They have 4 base hits and have reached safely all 6 plate appearances. Paola bunts. He pushes one to the first base side. Nobody's covering. It's a base hit. First baseman Groucho Walski fielded it, but nobody was covering first base. A bunt base hit for Paola. He's 2 for 2. And he's back on base trying to wreak some havoc. That was a gorgeous bunt. He pushed it hard, got it past the mound where Groucho Walski had to field it. And the only hope that Grand Rapids had was that Frederick just took off on a dead sprint trying to cover the bag. Now it's Marty Dunlap. Runner goes. The pitch in the dirt. Paola's going to steal it with a foot-first slide and no throw. Esteban going on first movement, and he picked a great pitch to run on as Frederick threw a curveball in the dirt and gave his catcher, Tyler Duke, no chance. So Paola in scoring position with nobody out, and Dunlap, the right-handed hitter, waits. Frederick leans against the rubber, comes set, chest high, checks and pitches. Dunlap bunts right back toward the mound. The runner cannot advance. Now he tries, but goes back. The throw from the pitcher, Frederick, goes to first. They get the out on Dunlap. I should have explained myself first. But Paola could not advance because the bunt was so poor by Dunlap. It'll be just a simple 1-3 putout with Esteban Paola. Very smart base runner, did not try to advance. He would have been thrown out at third base. Dunlap was trying to sacrifice and couldn't get it done. That'll bring in Michael Cruz. Paola thought about trying to advance once Frederick made that throw to first base, but thought better of it. The pitch to Cruz is a curveball high and outside. Michael Cruz is 2 for 2 with an RBI double and a single. Frederick has not been able to fool Cruz yet. He tattooed the first pitch that he saw in the first inning off the base of the left center field wall. Then he singled to right field back in the second. 3-0 Western and looking for more. They've had a threat in every inning. Cruz coming in was hitting .360. 11 homers and 59 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. That's well outside. Grand Rapids might be better served just to pitch around Michael Cruz. Kind of the unintentional, intentional walk. The outfield plays him straight up and in medium depth all the way around as Frederick calls time. He wants a chat with his catcher, Tyler Duke. Earlier today, Heartland College out of Illinois beat Catawba Valley, North Carolina 5-4. Madison, Wisconsin beat Rhode Island 7-2. It was Scottsdale, Arizona over Lackawanna, Pennsylvania 6-5 in 10 innings. Now Western leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th over Grand Rapids. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back. Boy, Cruz had a good rip. To recap what I mentioned about Cruz earlier, he had a bad elbow injury, and he had to have some screws put in that elbow, and it kind of got him down because he wasn't healing as fast as he wanted to. Then he started to get back in the right frame of mind and has just taken off. Here's the 2-1. Way outside on a curveball. And his head coach, Kurt Russell, just is so proud of how he was able to fight through that kind of low point mentally. Shed some weight and is now tearing the cover off the ball with a teammate at second and 1 out. The 3-1 pitch, way outside, and Cruz takes a walk. He's been on all 3 times tonight. The 5th free pass given up by Dave Frederick, and that's not necessarily a bad move if you're Grand Rapids. So 2 are on with 1 away for Elvis Rodriguez, and what that walk does is set up a double play. Paola led off this inning with the bunt base hit. He stole second and could not advance on a poor bunt by Marty Dunlap. Rodriguez is 0 for 2 with an RBI. He should have 2 RBIs, but doesn't. And he gets hit by the first pitch off his left thigh. Ouch. That'll give you a Charlie horse for a couple of days and a nice bruise to match it. But the hit batter will load the bases with only 1 away for Western. And it brings in Sean McAndrews. And it also brings a visit to the mound from the Grand Rapids pitching coach. There has been some activity in the bullpen, and we'll see it. Dave Frederick's night is done. We'll have a new pitcher when we return. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Western Oklahoma State. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
My future is in natural gas technology.
My future is in teaching.
I'm a future business leader.
My future is in computers and IT security.
My future is in diagnostic sonography.
My future is in human services, but there are a lot of majors to choose from.
Lackawanna College offers over 30 degree programs at 5 locations.
Lackawanna College helped define our futures. Call or visit today and find your future at Lackawanna College.
Grand Rapids in just the bottom of the 4th inning, forced to go to its star closer, Eric Musselman, a 6-foot, 180-pound sophomore from Vicksburg, Michigan. He will face Sean McAndrews with the bases loaded and just 1 man out. Western Oklahoma State already leading 3-0. We'll give you Musselman's numbers momentarily, but McAndrews is in. He's flown to center field twice. Western trying to break this game open in the middle innings. And a breaking pitch from the sidewinder is a little bit low. Musselman is 12th in America with 8 saves. He is 2-2 with a 4.01 ERA. 43 2/3 innings pitched. He can be a starter also. Here's the 1-0. A little bit low. Just down below the knees of McAndrews. Throw back from the catcher nearly got away. But Musselman needs a double play. Dave Frederick goes just 3 1/3. So far has allowed 3 runs, but all 3 runners are his responsibility. They're loaded up for the Pioneers. And the pitch to McAndrews. A high chopper, back of third, foul. Just wide of the bag. Musselman this year, pitching in those 43 2/3, has allowed 48 base hits. He's walked 12 and struck out 37. Trying to shut down this rally from Western Oklahoma State. Trying to be the fireman. A lot of hitting room to left center field. The outfield all deep, all the way around for McAndrews. And the 2-1. A fly ball hit to shallow right. Will that be able to score the runner? Portelli makes the catch. Here comes the throw, and the runner stops and goes back. Paula could not try to come home as Portelli throws a bullet to the plate. A big out number 2, and Western continues to not be able to execute with people at third and less than 2 outs. If you're a Western fan, you probably feel like you should be ahead about 5 or 6-0 at this point. They wasted an opportunity back in the 2nd inning as Elvis Rodriguez hit a fly ball to center field. Then Jared Tyson gunned down the runner trying to tag and move to third before the runner from third could score. So with 2 outs, here is Francisco Rosario. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. And Rosario takes a strike on the inside corner. Good pitch by Musselman. He buckled Rosario's knees, had him leaning out of the way. Musselman trying to get out of this big-time jam. Loaded up with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. The right-hander comes set, but time is called, and Rosario will step out. This year for Grand Rapids, a 4.12 collective ERA. That's not the best. The 0-1. Swing and a foul. The arm action by Musselman is outstanding. He is a sidewinder, a submariner, and even on that changeup, you couldn't tell the difference between fastball and changeup. He had Rosario well out in front. 1 strike away from avoiding some trouble. Western has stranded 6 runners already. Now the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to short, should end the inning. Baroa has it. He'll flip to second, and they get the out on Rodriguez coming down. Musselman does the job. No runs, a hit, 3 more left on. The Pioneers have now stranded 9. We go to the 5th inning. Western 3, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
For our fans on NJCAA TV, that lady has a bat that's, well, covered in money. And she hopes that that money bat can get Grand Rapids some runs. They trail 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning to Western Oklahoma State. Bottom 3rd due up for the Raiders. 7, 8, and 9. Ron Sanders leads things off. And a first pitch fastball is a strike. That inflatable bat, which I had a chance to see earlier. It's just a plastic inflatable bat, and it's got money stamped all over it. That's the money bat, apparently. The 0-1. Upstairs. So far, the Raiders have been shortchanged with their hitting so far. Only 3 base hits. Corners are in, middle infield deep, and on 1-1, Sanders takes a ball in the dirt. That was a 57-footer. Hopped out in front of home plate and over the catcher, over the umpire, and all the way back to the screen. The final game on night number 1, D2 World Series. Sanders, who has struck out tonight, takes ball 3, a little bit low. So far for Felix Frias, he has allowed only 1 walk and he struck out 3 hitters. Only a single base hit in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th. Now the 3-1. Sanders, a big rip, fouls it back. My goodness, Ron Sanders took a mega hack at that fastball. He was going after it. He wanted to hit it out of the yard and get his team on the scoreboard. So Frias back to a full count. And here is the payoff. Just a little bit high and tight, a walk for Ron Sanders. That just missed. Frias wanted the call. He came with an off-speed delivery. Leadoff man is on, and that has happened 3 times out of 5 innings tonight for Grand Rapids, but they have yet to get him home. It happened last inning when Bender singled. He didn't even advance. The next 3 men were put out in succession. So Ayala is in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he flies one to shallow right field. Michael Cruz coming in. His cap blows off. He still makes a 2-handed catch. Back to first goes Sanders. That wind's pretty heavy still, and we're almost at 10 o'clock on this Saturday night. Welcome to Northwest Oklahoma. Welcome to Oklahoma, period. They say where the wind comes sweeping down the plains. No doubt about that. So Ayala is out number 1, and the catcher Tyler Duke bats from the right side. Duke popped out to shortstop in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Frias with a move to first, and back in safely is Sanders, a headlong dive. Most of our large crowd has stuck around. Outstanding night for the World Series, and it's been well attended so far. Even our 9 a.m. game had a pretty decent crowd for being 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Duke takes it just a little bit inside. Frias, when he's missed, hasn't been by much. The Western right-hander has shut down Grand Rapids on only 3 base hits, a pair of walks, and 3 strikeouts. The 1-0. Popped up into foul territory. Is there a play for Rodriguez? He gives it a look, but gives up, and the ball lands well foul over top of the seating area, back over by the bullpen for Grand Rapids. Raiders with 10 World Series appearances in Division II. That's the most all time. If you include their D1 World Series appearances, they have 15. All 5 of their national championships have come in D2, 96, 97, 03, 04, 05. Here's a 1-1. Over but low. Raiders have never been to Enid. First year for the World Series here in Northwest Oklahoma was in 2009, and Grand Rapids' last trip to the World Series was 08. The former home, Millington, Tennessee. Frias with another move to first. Back in safely is Sanders. Down 3-0. Grand Rapids, I would doubt, would get that runner started. But you never know. They may do it just to stay out of a double play. That has happened once tonight. With a 2-1 count, Duke ahead in that count. The pitch comes in the dirt, stopped by Wesson. Wesson didn't go to his knees, just took a stab with his glove, and is fortunate that ball stayed at home plate. But Frias, for the first time all night, has started to look a little tired. He fell behind Sanders, eventually walked him, fell behind Ayala, but got him to fly out. Now behind the 9th place hitter, Duke, 3-1. Jared Tyson waits on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Check swing, he went too far. Snap throw to first, not in time. That would have been ball 4 if Tyler Duke had not gone around. He couldn't hold up on the high fastball. Frias looking for the double play to end the inning. 3-0 Western. We're in the top of the 5th. Pioneers have had a chance to break this game open, but Grand Rapids has kept it close. The runner goes, and the pitch is lined to left field. Paula coming on. He'll make the catch, and it will probably be a double play. They throw to the second baseman, Pena, who tags out Sanders, and it is a line drive double play. With the runner going, Duke hit a screamer to left field. Paula was right there, and Sanders had no chance. No runs, no hits, and winds up nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Western. We'll pause. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Hey, Monique, wait up.
Manny, good to see you.
Wow, great outfit.
I got it on Park Avenue.
Park Avenue? You're a classy lady, Monique, but can you afford to shop on Park Avenue?
You can if it's Park Avenue in Enid, Oklahoma. I got this outfit for only $5 at Park Avenue Thrift.
Park Avenue Thrift? What's that?
It's a thrift store in the 500 block of South Grand, right on Park Avenue. They have anything you could want, even outfits like this one at ridiculously low prices.
Is it exclusive? Can you get me in, Monique?
Of course, anyone can shop there. That's why they call it Enid's own community thrift store. And the best part is that 100% of the profit is given back to the community. Would you like to go with me? It's just up the street.
I'm no dummy. Let's go.
3-0 Western Oklahoma State trying to join Heartland, Madison, and Scottsdale in the winners bracket. Had some outstanding games so far. A couple of one-run games. One of those went 10 innings. Then Madison, who finished third in the country last year, they beat Rhode Island 7-2. Bottom third due up for Western. Sherman LaCruz leads it off. Pena and Wesson will follow. Musselman stays on to pitch and delivers a fastball a little bit high. LaCruz has not been put out yet. He has walked and singled. Young man that is 25th in the country with 9 home runs. The 1-0. Off-speed delivery and a strike. Musselman's game is definitely not power. He's that sidewinder, submariner. And there's a lot of breaking stuff, but it's effective. The 1-1 pitch. A line drive, base hit to right center field. The ball scoots on the turf. Tyson cuts it off. Runner trying for second. Here comes the throw, not in time. A hustling double for Sherman LaCruz. He was pounding it out of the batter's box and got to second base. As Tyson had to go to the gap, he could not get anything behind the throw. Was able to cut that ball off, but LaCruz was steaming all the way, and he's 2 for 2. That's the 7th base hit for the Pioneers. And their leadoff man is on again. They've had him on 3 out of 5 innings. They've stranded 10 runners so far tonight. Take that back, 9 runners. As Rafael Pena stands in. Pena, the second baseman, is 0 for 2. Will he be bunting? Musselman delivers. Pena not bunting, and he takes a ball. See a few of the guys that played earlier today from their respective schools back out watching the action. Enjoying a gorgeous night at the ballpark. Temperatures reached the lower 90s today. As Pena gets jammed, hits a slow shot out toward shortstop, picked on a hop by Baroa, and he throws out Pena, 1 away. The soft line drive, and LaCruz did not realize or couldn't tell quick enough that the ball was going to hit down prior to being caught by Baroa, so LaCruz has to stay put. The soft line drive is out number 1. That brings in Hazel Wesson. Pioneers have not done a very good job of being able to move runners or score men at third base less than 2 outs. Just haven't executed very well. As Wesson, a swing and a miss. Their runs tonight came courtesy of an RBI double by Michael Cruz. A ground ball out by Elvis Rodriguez. And then a wild pitch. That's how Western has scored their 3 runs. The 0-1. Just a bit inside. A ball and a strike. Currently 81 degrees in downtown Enid as we've hit 10 o'clock Central Time. Still a bit breezy coming out of the south at 15 miles per hour. That's in from right field. Musselman sets and delivers. A ground ball tapped foul by Wesson over toward the Western dugout. Top of the order, Paolo waits on deck. Every inning, the Pioneers have had at least 1 base hit. They just keep attacking, attacking, attacking. They may not score, but they sure put a lot of pressure on your defense and your pitching staff. A lot of room to left center as Musselman sets and delivers. Wesson takes it outside, off the corner. Duke trying to frame it, and he leans over and tells his dugout that the pitch was outside. They were wanting to know if it was close enough to bark at the home plate umpire. It was not. Leadoff double by LaCruz. He's still at second. And Wesson grounds it foul again, wide of third. Western wearing their all-white uniforms trimmed in green and gold. Their helmets, just like their baseball caps. A green cap with a gold bill. Their 5th consecutive year at the World Series. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Musselman tied him up on a 65-mile-per-hour changeup. Wesson down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. He's 0 for 3. First strikeout for Musselman is the 2nd out of the inning. And it flips the lineup back over to Esteban Paula. Can Powell deliver? He's only 2 for 2 tonight with a walk. On base all 3 times. Being asked to become an RBI man instead of a table setter. The pitch to him. Just a little bit low. Pioneers hitting .348 collectively as a team. They ran into a very difficult hitting day during their district tournament against Dodge City with the wind howling in a big ballpark, and sometimes that hurts a power hitting team like Western. The 1-0. Taken for a strike at the belt. Kurt Russell was saying it was also good for them. Since they persevered, they won, advanced. More line drives, more ground balls. Musselman settles himself, checks and pitches. That's outside, off the corner. 2 balls and a strike on Paola, with Dunlap waiting next. Top 3 hitters have had a heyday for Western Oklahoma State. Paola is 2 for 2. Dunlap is 1 for 2. Cruz 2 for 2. And now on 2-1, Paola lines one to right field. Portelli going back, it's over his head. It rolls up against the wall. Into scores La Cruz. Paola stops at second and will pull up there with his 3rd hit of the night. It's 4-0 Western Oklahoma State on Esteban Paola's 3rd hit and 1st double this evening. He's 3 for 3. He cut through the teeth of that wind, lining one over Portelli's head. Brian Portelli was playing shallow. He thought, hey, this guy's the leadoff man. The wind's blowing hard in. There's no way he'll hit one over my head, and Paola did just that. So La Cruz and Paola both double in the inning, and a big 2-out hit for the Pioneers. That'll bring in Marty Dunlap. He'll try to keep the line moving. Dunlap 1 for 2 with a walk and a run. And he takes it inside. Western had stranded 9 runners thus far. They were threatening to strand their 10th and not extend the lead. But Paola delivers. Man, this guy's had a good night so far. He must be looking for a Wings to Go Player of the Game award. As Dunlap takes the ball low, 2-0. There is a base open, but Michael Cruz waits next. If I'm Musselman, I think I want to deal with Marty Dunlap instead. Although Dunlap is 18th in the country with a .431 batting average. Here's a move to second, back in safely Paola. No throw. Dunlap having a very nice sophomore season. He's from Massachusetts. And he awaits the 2-0 pitch. A chopper hit slowly toward third. Sanders has to hurry. He gloves. He throws. High throw. The tag, though, is there. They get Dunlap coming by. Good play by Groucho Walski, the first baseman, to get the tag applied and retire the side. Western picks up a run on 2 doubles, and they strand their 10th runner of the night. We're through 5 in David Allen Memorial Ballpark. Western Oklahoma State 4, Grand Rapids nothing. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A 2-year, highly respected college that can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30-degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
Glad to have you back with us at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, night number 1 of the NJCAA Division II World Series. Lewis Foster, our producer-engineer, back in our Enid studios on the radio side. Here at the ballpark on the CTV Sports and NJCAA television side, Mike Nelson running things, Tom Nelson manning our cameras, and my name is Matt Howell. Western Oklahoma State leads Grand Rapids, Michigan 4-0 as we go to the 6th inning. The winner of this game will face Scottsdale, Arizona on Monday at noon. Memorial Day Monday. The loser has to come back tomorrow night and play Lackawanna, Pennsylvania at 7 o'clock in the elimination round. We already know 2/3 of our schedule tomorrow. LSU Eunice and DMAC, the final first round game at noon. 3:30 is Catawba Valley and Rhode Island. Then it's Lackawanna against the loser of tonight's contest. Grand Rapids will send up the top of their lineup, needing to get something started and in a hurry against Felix Frias. Frias has done a great job to limit Grand Rapids to only 3 base hits, all in separate innings and all singles. He's walked 2, struck out 3, and he's picked up a couple of big double plays along the way. Jared Tyson leads it off. He's 2 for 2, has 2 of the Grand Rapids 3 hits. The pitch to Tyson. A strike on the outside corner. It's not how you would expect to spell it. T-H-E-I-S-E-N. Tyson from Beale City, Michigan. Now the 0-1. Popped him up. Out into shallow left center. Shortstop Rosario now moving toward the line. Onto the outfield grass. Puts away the first out. Bit of a strange way to catch that pop-up, but Rosario did. And the leadoff man gone. That's a big mountain to get over for Frias. He had not yet retired Tyson this evening until then. That brings in Carlos Baroa. Baroa is 0 for 2, flying out to left and hitting into a double play. He swings, grounds one past the mound. Shortstop cannot get it. It's on into center field for a hit. A seeing eye single. Frias had a chance at it. Rosario had a chance at it, but neither one could get their glove on it, and Baroa will reach with 1 out. 4th base hit for the Raiders. Can they string some hits together? This team not known for their hitting, although they are 19th in the country with a .329 batting average. Brendan Bender hopes to get something rolling and keep it going. He's 1 for 2 with the 4th inning leadoff hit, but he was stranded without even moving up. Bender, a lefty, does not wear any batting gloves as the pitch comes. Outside for a ball. Grand Rapids winning 12 of their last 13. They had to fight tooth and nail just to get to Enid, winning 5 straight games during the district tournament over the course of 3 days to make it. That's tough. They, in fact, played 6 in 3 days. They lost a game and had to come back later that day, win 1, win 2 the next day, win 2 the day after that. That's a lot of playing, a lot of pitching, and a lot of winning. Bender back in with the 1-0 count. Frias sets. Kicks and comes home. Skips one in the dirt. It gets by the catcher. Back to the backstop. Baroa will make second easily. Frias lost command of that pitch. It was way out in front of home plate, and Wesson did about all that he could just to knock the ball down, but he couldn't even do that. That was a difficult play to make. So Baroa moves to scoring position with 1 out for Bender. There is some activity in the Western Oklahoma State bullpen down the left field line. Looks like a couple of men are getting loose. A left-hander, and maybe a couple of left-handers, in fact. Speaking of lefties, Bender bats from the left side. A slightly open stance. And he calls time. Frias was taking too much time. Somebody down that left field line for Western just took their cap off and waved it toward the dugout, meaning one of those bullpen pitchers is ready. Frias pitching into the 6th inning. Has thrown a shutout so far. The check on the runner and the pitch. Right through there, a strike call. Crowd beginning to thin out just a little bit. After 10 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. Bedtime for a lot of the youngsters that were in the crowd. Here's the 2-1 to Bender. Low and in, it gets away again to the backstop. Down to third goes Baroa. So a base hit and 2 wild pitches. And Grand Rapids threatening to get on the scoreboard. They're down 4-0 and trying to answer the run that Western put up in the bottom of the 5th. Bender in a 3-1 count with Portelli waiting next. This might be the last hitter for Frias unless he can get a strikeout or at least get Bender out. Even if that run scores, he might still get to stick around. But if he walks him, Kurt Russell may go to the bullpen. Frias out of the full windup. The 3-1. He walked him. So Bender is aboard, runners on the corners. And will Frias get a chance to stay in? We will see a visit to the mound from the Western coaching staff. And they will make a move. The bullpen will get the call. Grand Rapids threatening, trailing 4-0, but runners on the corners and one away. Western Oklahoma State goes to the bullpen. Let's step aside. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
Where can a washer and dryer become a concert? Where does an old sofa turn into a new discovery? Where does a lamp become a performance or a television become a television station? Where can a mattress beautify Main Street? Only at Park Avenue Thrift, where 100% of the profits from your donations fund community endeavors, making Enid a better place, one donation at a time.
Western Oklahoma State goes to the bullpen. Skylar Neal, a sophomore left-hander, is in. Neal from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, 6'2", 185 pounds. He has 9 wins this season, 4 losses, and 1 save, a 3.34 ERA. He has struck out 49 and walked 16. He enters the game with runners on the corners, only 1 away, and Brian Portelli, the hitter for Grand Rapids, trying to get on the board. Western leading 4-0. Neal, the lefty, delivers. A swing and a foul straight back. Portelli was hitting away, took a big rip. Portelli tonight has struck out and he's walked. 0 for 1. Good work by Felix Frias. 5 1/3 innings, shutout ball so far. The runners are his responsibility. Neal's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Blew an 87-mile-an-hour fastball right by his bat. Frias struck out 3, walked 3. Allowed only 4 base hits. Very good night for him. Neal could use that double play. A strikeout would also work. He works from the dead center of the rubber and delivers the 0-2. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Pena has it. No, he doesn't. It gets by him into center field. In to score is Baroa, and everybody is safe. Pena was thinking about how he was going to turn a double play, and the ball got past him. That should go as an error, and it will be. Was Pena going to step on the bag and try to throw to first? Was he going to use a nifty flip to the shortstop? I don't know. But the ball got past him. It'll be an RBI for Portelli. And Grand Rapids cuts the lead to 4-1. And they're not done yet. First and second. Still only 1 out. So an error on Pena. Now to bring in E.J. Grouchowalski. Grouchowalski has flown out to left field twice. Big, strong, right-handed hitter. And the pitch to him. Right down central, a called strike. Well, Neal thought he had it done. Got the ground ball he was looking for. Grouchowalski, a .323 hitter. 1 home run, 30 driven home. 2 on, 1 out. He represents the tying run. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Snap throw back to second. Not in time, as Wesson threw behind Brendan Bender out there at second base. Four to 1, Western Oklahoma State, top of the 6th inning. And the 0-2 pitch. A swing and a foul ball. Heads up. That was a laser beam that was high enough over the stands that nobody was in the path. The only thing that might have been plunked was a passing car coming down Grand Street. So now we're ready to go again. Neal comes set, checks on the runners. The 0-2. Outside. Grouchowalski, 2 fly balls to left field, trying to deliver a big-time hit. Grand Rapids haven't had too many scoring opportunities. They've stranded just 3 runners, but they've hit into 2 double plays and could not take advantage of 3 walks given up by Frias. Here's the 1-2. A fly ball to center field, hit fairly well. LaCruz back, but has a play. The runners do not tag, and LaCruz makes the catch. That's out number 2 as Grouchowalski flies out for the 3rd time. That'll bring in Kyle Orlowski. Runner at second base, Bender, is still the responsibility of Frias. So far allowing 1 run, it was earned, but any subsequent runs that score will be unearned. Orlowski is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs to shortstop. He is also the tying run. Left-handed batter. Neal pitches. A strike at the knees. Could be a difficult matchup for Orlowski, lefty on lefty. Although Neal doesn't have quite the arm angle that some left-handers do that look like they're throwing right at you. Now the 0-1. Ground ball pulled to the second baseman. Pena sucks this one up and throws him out. So good work by Neal out of the bullpen to minimize the damage. Grand Rapids gets a run on a hit, an error, and they strand 2 men. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Western 4, Grand Rapids 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
My future is in natural gas technology.
My future is in teaching.
I'm a future business leader.
My future is in computers and IT security.
My future is in diagnostic sonography.
My future is in human services, but there are a lot of majors to choose from.
Lackawanna College offers over 30 degree programs at 5 locations.
Lackawanna College helped define our futures. Call or visit today and find your future at Lackawanna College.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
Western Oklahoma State able to minimize damage and keep it a 3-run game, 4-1. They lead over Grand Rapids. A few fans from LSU Eunice in the crowd tonight, waiting for their team to get going. They'll start action tomorrow at noon against DMAC. What a matchup that's going to be. Number 1 against number 4. Michael Cruz will lead things off for the Pioneers. Rodriguez and McAndrews will follow. And Cruz is hit by the pitch. First one from Musselman came way inside, and Cruz got hit on the backside. He was trying to bail out of there as quick as possible, but hit by the pitch. That's the last thing that Grand Rapids needed to have happen. After they got a run and some momentum offensively, to hit the leadoff man, that's a no-no. And Cruz has been on all 4 times tonight. That just sets the table for Elvis Rodriguez, the cleanup man. For Rodriguez tonight, he has hit into a double play, not really his fault. Grounded out to get a run home and was hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 2. And the delivery to him. And swung on, looped to right center field. That's a base hit. Cruz will stop at second as Portelli up with it, fires it back in. And the first 2 men have reached for Western Oklahoma State. This Pioneer team, they just have come in waves, and yet only 4 runs across. They've stranded 10 runners tonight. The batter is Sean McAndrews. He has 3 fly ball outs. At this juncture, getting this late, even a power hitting team might turn to small ball. Will McAndrews be willing to sacrifice? He squares, pulls back, the ball gets away, it goes to the backstop, and the runners will advance. Western does not need the sacrifice bunt now, as the wild pitch from Musselman does that in the perfect manner for Western. McAndrews had squared around a bunt, and he was able to get the bat head back and get his body somehow out of the way from being hit by a pitch. Grand Rapids may not have a choice but to bring their infield in all the way around. The middle infield is about halfway. The corners are in. Four to 1 Western, and threatening. Nobody out, second and third. McAndrews, the 5th place hitter in this lineup, right-handed bat, big strong kid. As Musselman is ready and delivers. Low and inside. Kurt Russell knelt in front of the Western Oklahoma State bench. Not out there on the grass, he's just on the chat surface. That way he can talk to his bench and talk to his runners. The 2-0 pitch. A strike on the outside corner. Sean McAndrews out of Glenwood, Illinois. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 220. And the next. Line drive up the middle and a base hit. It's through. In to score is Cruz. Here comes Rodriguez. The throw by Tyson is high. The slide, he is safe. And the ball goes to the backstop. Going to third base, McAndrews. He'll make it standing up. It's a 2 RBI single. And a 6-1 Western lead. With the infield pulled in, McAndrews lined a hit to center field. And the throw by Tyson allowed McAndrews to make third base. He was going to make second easily on that throw home, but the throw was high and the pitcher was not backing up. But McAndrews breaks his 0 for 3 with a 2 RBI hit, and this might break the game open. It's 6-1 with Rosario up next. Musselman pitches. A swing and a shot toward the gap in left center. That's down, and it might be extra bases. Tyson trying to track it down, does, just in front of the warning track, but it's a double for Rosario. His first RBI of the night and a 7-1 Western Oklahoma State lead. These Pioneers have threatened to break this game open on more than one occasion, and they just have. A 3-run, bottom of the 6th inning, and they're not done yet with still nobody out. Grand Rapids getting to the point where you wonder if it's even prudent to get somebody to the bullpen, which they're going to do. But can you make that kind of a comeback, and when do you start thinking about your tournament life, needing to get wins later on? How much pitching do you save? How much do you use? It's all, I'm sure, in the thought process of the head coach, Mike Couples. He has gone to the mound to talk with his pitcher. Musselman came in 12th in the country with 8 saves. Right now getting battered by a very good Western Oklahoma State lineup. The Pioneers have 3 hits in the inning. The hit by pitch started this frame, and Musselman's going to stay on. Runner at second base is Rosario, and LaCruz is the hitter. Sherman tonight has a couple of base hits and a walk. He's a perfect 2 for 2, been on all 3 times. Time called, he'll step out. Tyler Duke out, giving the signals to Musselman and the rest of the infield. 7-1 Western. They have 11 base hits, 3 of them this inning. They've out-hit Grand Rapids 11-5. And Musselman with a wheel to second base, checking on that runner. See if he couldn't get Rosario to maybe dance off too far. A lot of hitting room to left center field. The pitch to La Cruz, way outside. Bottom of the 6th inning, a 7-1 Western Oklahoma State lead. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 3 thus far in the 6th inning. Grand Rapids scored their only run in the top of the 6th. With the runner at second, no outs. The pitch way outside. Musselman beginning to lose command, and Western has figured him out just a bit. There is a trick to Eric Musselman. He does not throw very hard. A sidewinder, submarine guy, and throws outstanding off-speed stuff. He comes set at the belt and delivers. La Cruz drives one towards center field. Tyson on the run will get there and make the catch. Runner tags at second. He moves to third and makes it with a foot-first slide. Rosario is at third base with 1 away now for Rafael Pena. It was a hard out by La Cruz, but a productive out nonetheless. Fans, during this World Series, each of the teams that make it to Enid is paired with a local business or organization and a Little League team that serve as the host during their stay in Enid. Let's recognize and thank those host organizations for the teams in this game. For Grand Rapids, the Enid Cobras Baseball and Advanced Pierre Foods. It's a bunt, popped up into foul territory, and it gets down foul off the bat of Rafael Pena. Trying a safety squeeze to get that runner home from third. The host organizations for Western Oklahoma State, the Enid Bandits Baseball and Merrifield Office Plus. Outstanding host program headed by Kelly Jensen. And it's one of the big reasons why people love to come to Enid for the World Series. Grand Rapids infield is in. The 0-1 pitch, way outside. A breaking ball that Pena laid off of. Rafael Pena is 0 for 3. He's bounced into a fielder's choice and has 2 other ground outs. Trying to drive home that runner from third. His team ahead 7-1. And Pena takes a strike right down the middle. Hazel Wesson, the catcher, is on deck. A lot of hitting room to left center field. All Pena's trying to do is hit a fly ball. The 1-2. Fouled back. Just stays alive. Final game got a late start. We were about an hour and a half behind the scheduled start time. The 3rd game of the night between Scottsdale and Lackawanna went 10 innings and took a long time. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball pulled to shortstop. The run's going to score. Baroa throws to first, and he throws out Pena. But Baroa was playing deep enough at shortstop to allow that run to come home, and that makes it 8-1 Western. Good job by Pena. Just get the ball in play and drive home a run, his first RBI of the tournament. So 2 are away, the bases are empty, and that brings in the 9th place hitter, Hazel Wesson, who was 0 for 3. And Wesson grounds one over the pitcher's head and on into center field for a hit. Wesson is now 1 for 4, his first hit of the World Series. That's the 4th hit this inning. And it turns the lineup back over to guess who? Esteban Paula. This little guy has had quite a night. He has 3 hits, including a double, a walk, a run, an RBI, a steal. He's done a little bit of everything. He's the catalyst for the Pioneer lineup. Musselman leans against his left leg. Now comes set. Checks on the runner and pitches. And Paula takes it low. One thing you'll notice about Western, they are very energetic. They're very demonstrative, which can give the wrong impression to some people, but they love to play the game. And Paula lines one, caught by Musselman, the pitcher. Wow! One of the hardest hit balls all night. Musselman in self-defense catches that line drive to end the inning. What a play. Western comes up with 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There was an error and a runner left. We go to the 7th. It's 8-1 Western Oklahoma State. We'll pause. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We're back at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. Casey Eckstein, Enid's own, enjoying the action here at the downtown ballpark as Western Oklahoma State leads at 8-1 over Grand Rapids Community College. For you fans listening on radio, you're like, what are you talking about? Casey, of course, on our NJCAA broadcast. Out with his family tonight, enjoying an Western advantage. Grand Rapids fans not enjoying it so much, as the first pitch fastball is outside to Ron Sanders, leading off the 7th inning. Skylar Neal stays on to pitch in relief of Felix Frias. Neal got the last 2 outs of the 6th inning and got through a potential rally. Then Western blew the game open with a 4-run 6th. There's ball 2, low and outside. Sanders, Ayala, and Duke, the 3 scheduled hitters. Tonight for Sanders, he has drawn a walk and struck out. Neal, the left-hander, delivers. Swing and a miss. Took something off, and Sanders was out in front. Frias went 5 1/3, 1 run. It was earned on 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Sanders fouls it back into the screen, 2-2. Grand Rapids, they need to find some offense and in a hurry. They've been out hit 12-5 and have committed the only 2 errors of the night. The pitch. A fly ball foul deep down the right field side. Past Grand Avenue lighting into unplayable territory. In this ballpark, down that right field line, there is a series of railroad ties just past the first base dugout, and they come to a point where the foul pole is in an exact corner in the right field corner. They're all covered by padding now. Here's the 2-2. Low for a ball. It was last summer, a young man during the summer league tripped on his way to catch a fly ball down that line and went headfirst into those uncovered railroad ties that made it necessary to get the pads. As a swing and a miss, Sanders could not catch the fastball of Skylar Neal, and he's down on strikes. And that was one of the scariest things anyone had ever seen here at this ballpark. Leadoff man retired, and here is Steve Ayala. Ayala's 0 for 2. Ayala, a right-handed hitter, bats 8th in this lineup, and he swings and misses. Right now, Skylar Neal throwing some heat. Upper 80s. We've seen 88, 89 on the radar gun. He's a big, tall left-hander, and he's just attacking the Grand Rapids hitters. There's a pitch outside to even things up, 1-1. Duke on deck, if anyone can reach. Top of the order, Jared Tyson. We're in the top of the 7th, and an 8-1 Western advantage. Here is that 1-1 pitch. A curveball too high. American flag in right center field. Oklahoma flags on top of the center field wall, all blowing. Wind out of the south. That's in from right. Here's a fly ball to right. Cruz on the run, can't get there. It will land in a base hit for Steve Ayala. Cruz a good job to keep Ayala to a single, but a 1-out base hit for the Grand Rapids second baseman. They're hoping that single can build some momentum and turn into a big inning because the Raiders need one. The loser of this game will face elimination tomorrow night at 7 against Lackawanna, Pennsylvania. The winner gets the night off tomorrow and will play Scottsdale Monday at noon. So here's Tyler Duke. He's 0 for 2. And Duke takes a strike at the knees. I thought it was always interesting. The winner of that 9 a.m. game has to wait the longest to play their second game. They wait until Monday night at 7. The 0-1 pitch. Tap high over the mound. Shortstop charges. Rosario's only play is first, and he throws out Duke. Ayala advances to second. Out number 2 is in the books. A high chopper over the mound, and a good job by Rosario not to hurry too much, not to panic too much, and make the play. That'll flip the lineup back over to Jared Tyson. Tyson's had the best night for the Raiders with a pair of hits and a pop-up to shortstop. Trying to keep this inning alive and keep the line moving as Tyson takes a curveball in the dirt. Skylar Neal has not thrown too many breaking balls. There was one. On deck is Baroa if the inning continues. Following our game, we'll have a quick wrap-up and name your Wings to Go players of the game. That's all coming up. Neal is set, a high set, and he comes home and fires a strike in at the knees. For Tyson this season, a .321 batting average, 4 home runs and 38 RBIs. 38 driven in is second best on the club. With a teammate at second and 2 outs, the 1-1 pitch. That's low and in. Glad to have you with us, whether you're listening locally on ESPN Radio KCRC, via our online link at ctbsports.com, or on NJCAA TV, wherever you are. Glad to have you with us. The 2-1 pitch, high and outside. And Neal beginning to struggle with his command. He came on last inning after an error, retired the next 2 batters. Struck out Sanders to lead off this inning, gave up a 1-out hit to Ayala, then got Duke on a ground out. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4, and Tyson draws a walk. Well, what Grand Rapids needs now is a big shot to the gap and start a 2-out rally. It'll be up to Carlos Baroa, who has a base hit and 3 trips. He singled in the 6th inning and scored a run, the only run thus far for the Raiders, making their 10th appearance in the D2 World Series. That is a record. 5 national championships, also a record. As Neal delivers and gets a strike at the knees. LSU Eunice, though, is beginning to get hot on the heels of the Raiders. They have 3 national championships over the last 6 years. They won in 06, 08, 10. It's an even-numbered year. They think this is their year. They're ranked number 1. The 0-1 pitch, the runner goes, and a ground ball goes to first. Big high hop for Rodriguez. He'll race to the bag and beat the runner, Baroa, to retire the side. In the inning for Grand Rapids, they get a base hit and leave 2 more men on. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Western Oklahoma State 8, Grand Rapids, Michigan 1. We'll pause. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A 2-year, highly respected college that can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30 degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
Western Oklahoma State with an 8-1 lead over Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Grand Rapids has gone to the bullpen. They bring a new left-hander on in relief. It'll be Ty Wilson. Wilson, a sophomore from Walker, Michigan. He went to Kenowa Hills High School, 6'3", 215 pounds. He's the third pitcher of the night for Grand Rapids. Now that we are in the 7th inning and Western leads by 7 runs, the run rule could come into effect. In this tournament, it is 10 runs after 5 innings or 8 runs after 7 innings. So all that Western would need is just 1 run to pick up the run rule victory. Now that's always important for a team in the World Series. If you can get it, you'll take it. It saves 2 innings worth of pitching. Guarantee you that Kurt Russell has that in the back of his mind. He will send up 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup against Wilson. Wilson, a left-hander, and delivers a first pitch strike to Marty Dunlap. Eric Musselman with 2 2/3 innings of relief. The 0-1, a swing and a drive. This one's deep to left. Back goes Orlowski to the track, to the wall. It is gone, and that's a game winner. Marty Dunlap with a solo home run deep over the left field wall, and the run rule will be in effect. As Dunlap crosses the plate, your final score, Western Oklahoma State 9 and Grand Rapids, Michigan 1. The 7-inning run rule as Dunlap drills the first pitch of the inning deep over the left field wall, and that will do it. 9-1, Western Oklahoma State a winner. They advance to play Scottsdale, and we have your postgame on the way next, as this is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We're back at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, wrapping up night number 1 of the NJCAA Division II World Series, and Western Oklahoma State does it in fine fashion with a 7-inning, 8-run rule, 9-1 over Grand Rapids, Michigan. The defending national champions are back in Enid for the 5th consecutive year, well, 5th consecutive World Series, 4th consecutive time in Enid. And they showed their offense has not lost a beat. They pound out 13 base hits and win this one 9-1. Let's go through how this game unfolded. Western in the bottom of the first inning picked up a couple of runs. Back-to-back walks leading off the game to Esteban Paula and Marty Dunlap. Michael Cruz delivered an RBI double to the gap in left center field. Then Elvis Rodriguez grounded one to third base to get a run home, and it was 2-0 Western. They tacked on a run in the third inning. After a man was out, Francisco Rosario drew a walk. He stole second, moved up on a single, and would score on a wild pitch. 3-0 Western. They picked up a single run in the fifth inning. A leadoff double by Sherman LaCruz, and with 2 outs, Esteban Paula had an RBI double of his own to make it 4-0. Grand Rapids would come back and get a run in the sixth inning. After a man was out, Carlos Baroa singled. He moved to second on a wild pitch, moved to third on a wild pitch, and would score on a ground ball that wound up being an error off the bat of Brian Portelli. Skylar Neal came into the game in relief for Western and shut down the rally, holding Grand Rapids to just that 1 run, and it kept it a 4-1 game. That's when the Western offense got going. They scored 4 runs in the sixth inning. Cruz hit by a pitch leading off. Rodriguez singled. Sean McAndrews had a 2 RBI single. Francisco Rosario an RBI double, and Rafael Pena an RBI ground out. 4 runs in the inning, and it made the score 8-1. Then in the bottom of the seventh inning, with just 1 run needed for the 8-run rule, a leadoff solo home run by Marty Dunlap over the left field wall, and Western wins this one 9-1. For Western Oklahoma State, 9 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, and 11 men left on. For Grand Rapids, Michigan, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 7 men left on the base paths. The winning pitcher is the starter for Western, Felix Frias. He went 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Skylar Neal did get a save. He came in a save scenario, an inning and 2/3 of relief, no runs, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. The losing pitcher is the starter for Grand Rapids, Dave Frederick. 3 1/3 innings, 3 runs on 6 hits, 5 walks, a strikeout, and a hit batter. Eric Musselman pitched 2 2/3, 5 runs, all earned on 6 base hits with a strikeout. Ty Wilson faced 1 batter, allowing that solo home run, giving up the hit and the run. With the win, Western Oklahoma State is now 45-15. They move on to the winner's bracket and will face Scottsdale, Arizona, Monday afternoon at 12 noon. With the loss, Grand Rapids falls to 39-23, and they are 1 game away from elimination. They will play Lackawanna, Pennsylvania tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in the elimination round. Your final score, Western Oklahoma State 9, Grand Rapids, Michigan 1. On the way next, your Wings to Go players of the game. That and much more when the NJCAA Division II World Series continues, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We're back in Enid, Oklahoma, wrapping up our festivities on night number 1 of the Division II World Series. Western Oklahoma State wins our final game 9-1 in 7 innings. Time now to name your Wings to Go players of the game. Fans, Wings to Go at the corner of Cleveland and Garriott in Enid behind the Starbucks. They are more than just simply great wings. Although their wings are outstanding, they have burgers, salads, wraps, and a whole lot more. Stop by Wings to Go during the tournament. Take your team there. Wings to Go, don't you know? A pair of leadoff hitters take home our Wings to Go players of the game. For Grand Rapids, Jared Tyson. He went 2 for 3, had a couple of base hits and a walk mixed in. And for Western Oklahoma State, Esteban Paula. Man, he was the table setter all night long. 3 base hits, including a double, an RBI, a walk, a run, a stolen base, and maybe the hardest hit ball he had all night was the line smash caught by the pitcher. So Paula went 3 for 4. He's our Wings to Go player of the game for Western, and Jared Tyson for Grand Rapids. Here is what happened on day number 1 of the World Series. Our first game at 9 a.m., Heartland beat Catawba Valley 5-4. It was Madison, Wisconsin over the Community College of Rhode Island 7-2. Scottsdale, Arizona beat Lackawanna, Pennsylvania 6-5 in 10 innings. And Western, you just heard, beat Grand Rapids 9-1 in 7 innings. So Heartland will face Madison Monday night at 7. Western takes on Scottsdale, Arizona, excuse me. My goodness, it's been a long day. Scottsdale at noon on Monday. Tomorrow we have 3 more games. We begin at noon, LSU Eunice and Des Moines Area Community College. That's the 12 noon game. At 3:30, an elimination contest, Catawba Valley and Rhode Island. Then at 7, it's Lackawanna and Grand Rapids, the other elimination game. So a very busy day 1, a busy day 2 comes your way tomorrow. It's time to say goodnight. First off, thank you to Lewis Foster, our producer-engineer on the radio side, back in our Enid studios. I want to thank John Herrick for his help earlier today. Thank Tom Nelson and Mike Nelson, our television crew, and of course Tom helping us out with the radio side of things as well. For them and for everyone who helped make our broadcast possible, this is Matt Howell saying so long from David Allen Memorial Ballpark. We'll talk to you tomorrow prior to 12 noon as you've been listening to the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.